All right, good morning. Welcome back. Of course, the sports roundup. You're talking about matter sports. Angalia, what has been happening throughout the weekend. Of course, this being a World Cup period, where we had the round of 32. Of course, being played through in the midweek and also a part of the weekend. Then, of course, we started the round of 16. Was there been a lot of action starting from Canada versus Morocco. Morocco beating Canada. Of course, we had that is France versus they played against Paraguay. Of course, Mbappe complaining after the match. But want to see what else will happen in the round of 16. Of course, Portugal facing Spain today. Then, of course, Argentina will face Egypt later on. But I want to see who will proceed now to the quarterfinals. Of course, England being one of the majors to one of the favorites to win this tournament. They played against Mexico today. This morning they managed to beat Mexico with Jude being the score sheet scoring two. Then, of course, Harry Kane, of course, making his name yet again in the World Cup. But here at home, we have other news. Of course, the junior stars, that is the under-17, of course, fighting to go to the World Cup, being the first, let's say, the first team might represent us in the World Cup in Kenya. That is a major news because they played against South Africa. They managed to beat South Africa 2-0 at their home. Now they are coming to Nyayo this 12th July. We want to see what will they do. And another news, of course, we have the Sydney Marathon that will happen. Of course, we have the Kenyan duo being the headliners. That is, we have Sisei Lema and also we have Timothy Kiplangat. And of course, that is Vincent Gicha being there for the fight. We want to see what will happen in the Sydney Marathon. But apart from that, now we want to start with the World Cup because the major tournament, we are going to talk more about the World Cup. So in the studio, my good name, I forgot to tell you my name. My good name is James John. Yeah, I'm excited to now to host this section. And in the studio, I'm not alone. I'm joined here by a wonderful, lovely lady. I'm joined here by Mariam Hussein, of course, rocking the Argentina jersey yet again, preparing to face Egypt head on. But I know she has a message for Spain versus Portugal, but we'll come to that later on. But what will come, you tell us how your weekend has been, what has caught you at, which match has caught your attention this weekend? Is it France versus Paraguay? Is it Mexico today versus England? Or is it, are you waiting for Spain versus Portugal?
No, game that everyone, so it was amazing. The Argentina versus Cape Verde. Argentina managed to win, but Cape Verde won our hearts. So for Portugal and Spain, hakuna njia ingine. Wazee wote waende nyumbani.
Okay, can you say like the African teams have been disappointing really because we had DRC, they managed they really tried, but they did not manage to win it. Of course, Cape Verde showing up against Argentina. Argentina, remember, they are the world champion. We can say they are the current world champion. They managed to take them all the way to the extra time, but did not manage to win it. And of course, we had Senegal against Belgium. Senegal doing amazing in the first half and some bit of the second half, but Belgium managed to win the game as well. Can you say all through the African teams have been really step disappointing to you?
Yeah, I can say that. And you remember, in knockout football, there's nothing as you tried. It's either you win, you qualify, or get eliminated. So African teams, I don't know what really happens to African teams after second half. I was telling myself, ama wanapewa pombe or something, because they start their match with pace, energy, but when they come back in second half, like the Senegal game, we were sure they won until it ended 3-2. They're also not using their chances well. They are not clinical enough because you cannot have a good defense at first half and then you concede. So I also feel it's lapse of concentration, or rather they're not used to such stages.
Tournaments,
because like Senegal, I cannot say they're not used to, but I can say it's the lapse of concentration. Yeah.
But we come to that later. I just want to look at here locally. We want to see the Harambee Starlets, the junior Starlets, the under-17, which are representing us to they are fighting for the World Cup. That is the under-17 World Cup that will take place. And of course, they are playing the qualifiers. They played against South Africa, away to South Africa. They managed to win the game. Now we want to see what will happen when they come to Nyayo Stadium. Are we going to see a better result than what we saw in South Africa? Are we going to see maybe a 4-0 win or a 5-0 win because we saw 2-0 win? Mildred Cheche, the coach, managed to say like they managed the match really well, and they are hoping to see better results in the second leg.
So the under-17s are making us proud. So especially the goal scorers, this Brenda Achieng, even the match championship they played against Somali, she scored. And if they manage to win away, be sure, I'm even telling South Africans, they just send us the points. There's no need of coming to the stadium because we are going to beat them and we will win. Because we've shown we score and we don't concede, and that's the most important thing. So I can say I have hopes for us going to the World Cups.
Of course, we want to see playing to the major tournaments like the World Cup, being the first, let's say, the first team to represent us in Kenya, because the Harambee Stars did not manage to do that. The senior Harambee Stars did not manage to do that. Now, talking about Harambee Stars, we are heading to the WAFCON, the 2026 will start this month and also will end next month. What do we expect to see from it? Are we saying like Beldine Odemba, is she really prepared enough for the team and also for the tournament that is coming? Because we are seeing we are going to face Morocco, we are going to face Algeria, and also we are going to face Senegal in the same group. But can we manage really to get off the group stage? Remember the last time we were there, it was in 2016. We don't manage to get past the group stages, but we want to see something better this time round, because we are saying, let's say we have been doing amazing as Harambee Stars. We have to agree on that, yeah.
Yeah, you see, if we go to these matches as you see, because we didn't go to another level, we ended at group stage. We can go to that match as underdogs. And when you're an underdog, you play with freedom, because no one expects anything from you, but you can prove something. So I believe this team, if we just give them the support with good training, presidents, they will do it. I believe in them.
Of course, the support that we showed our team, the Harambee Stars, we have to show it to the Harambee Stars as well. And also preparing for the AFCON, of course, we want to see something better, maybe better results, because if Harambee Stars, the junior stars, can do it, also we believe our senior team is well prepared for the tournament. But we want to see what will happen in the tournament that will start this month, and of course it will end next month. But anyway, apart from that, now let's jump into the World Cup, of course. But there's a lot of buzz going on. What's happening, bro? Like I was seeing this match, Cape Verde. We've talked about Cape Verde against Argentina. Argentina really, let's say, their fans were really praying not to go home that early after Croatia were beaten by Portugal. Now Argentina fans were really praying not to go home that early in the round of 32. But we saw Messi managed to score in that game, and of course Alessandro Martinez as well managed to score and give an assist. But judging from the match, what really interested you much in the match? So
I just want to be clear. I am supporting Argentina because of Messi. So if Messi were not in Argentina, I'd not support Argentina. But that day, I also was supporting Cape Verde because I'm African. And to generalize that match, it was the goalkeeper, the Cape Verde goalkeeper versus Messi. And that game was, I think it should be the match of the season, or match of the tournament, because we saw the goalkeeper make very crucial saves, because a normal Argentina team would have scored so many goals. And we saw, and I think that is what Senegal was lacking. You see, as much as you want to defend and you have a good defense, of course we know a good defense will win you matches and a good goalkeeper, but please use your chances. Dominate the game also, attack and score. This Cape Verde team was brilliant. It was so unfortunate they had to get eliminated in round of 16, but they did well.
Of course, if the goal of the tournament, can we say, came from for the second equalizer from the guy, the name Sidney Lopez Cabral, who managed to score a beautiful goal. But can you say some of these players in this Cape Verde team, like to call it Cabo Verde team, really should deserve to play in better squads, maybe in the Premier League. If the goalkeeper was a little bit younger, I think could have managed to get in the market really well. But looking at this, the guy that scored the equalizer for Cape Verde, the second goal, do you think, because he's 23 now, should he deserve maybe to be in the spotlight in this window?
He should, because not everyone can score such a goal, and it takes so much.
Yeah, and I remember the free kick that he took, he almost also scored.
It was almost, if Martinez was not keen, Cape Verde could have also equalize the last minute. So
Yeah.
I think he should get an opportunity to go to a better club because he's young, so that he can better his career football-wise. Yeah.
Of course, right now he's playing for the Turkey side, that is Transposa. That I want to mistake in the name. But apart from that, we had another game that was played in the round of 32. Of course, Croatia playing against Portugal. We saw there's some controversies in that game. But what did you take from the game? Did Portugal really deserve the win?
To be honest, I'll just talk of football as someone who understands football. To be honest, Croatia deserved the win more because Portugal, we've seen their matches even in group stage. Portugal have not been using their chances well, number one. And players like Bruno Fernandes, I don't know, we've not been seeing them. The other thing is they are not clinical enough. And in this knockout stage, you don't use your chances, well, you're going to get eliminated. So as much as they got that penalty that put them back in the game, they should not expect anything more from Spain. If they won't use their chances well, they will go home. Because Portugal, firstly, apart from them having Ronaldo, Portugal has a good team.
Yeah.
The Vitinha likes, the the Nuno Mendes team, they have a good team. And we saw there is the other match before this round of 32, or is it this round of 32 where
they played against Colombia.
Ronaldo was subbed off, and we saw they did well.
I think what is against Croatia. He was subbed off. Then Gonzalo Ramos came in and scored the winner.
And for me, I don't know. Most people watch football differently, but for me, for this round of 16, I'd say it should be more of the coaches more than the players, because if you're keen on seeing the first subs the coaches do, you should ask yourself, this sub, is it to protect the win or is it for them to win the game? Because that game, if the coach didn't sub off the likes of Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes, they were not winning that game. So if Ronaldo can come from the bench, I think Portugal stand a chance of winning. Let him stay for the 45 minutes or so. Let him study the game and understand what they are lacking, and then bring him on board. Because when he plays 90, I don't see him showing up so much.
Yeah.
It's like he's not even in the game. And the other thing about Portugal is, I don't know who said it must be Ronaldo scoring. And when you go with that mentality in a game,
I think it's the fans,
you will be eliminated. You will be eliminated. If you have a chance, if anyone has a chance, let them score. Because as much as it's about the Ronaldo as a person, it's about the team. Because if you get eliminated, then there's no room for Ronaldo talks anymore. So yeah.
And of course, what can we say about Cristiano Ronaldo? He's 41 right now. He said this might. He said that he's 100% sure this is the last World Cup that he is playing in. Now they are going to face Spain. Do you think he has that anger in him? Can he win it?
Well, so far the games he has played, I don't see anything something alarming about Ronaldo. He's just there. So if you bring a 2-year-old or a 5-year-old who has started watching football or World Cup now, he won't tell you his sport and anything big about Ronaldo, because he has not been showing up for the team. And that tells you this Portugal team, it's high time they also do away with Ronaldo talks. They just focus on winning their matches, because if it's about Ronaldo, I'm telling you they'll get eliminated. Because football is not about a person, it's the whole team. So if it's about Ronaldo, they will be eliminated. But if they are doing it as a team, they will qualify. So for Ronaldo, it's okay. I will not dispute. Ronaldo has been a legend, and he's still a legend because of the things he has been doing. But for now, it's always good to know when to leave the stage. That's what I'll tell the viewers.
And of course, talking about leaving the stage, you have to talk about Neymar. Neymar, they played yesterday, but I want to look at the game that they had played before reaching the round of 16. Brazil had played Japan, but I think Japan had most of the game in the first half, but they managed to equalize the game. Then Casemiro managed to equalize the game. Then, of course, Martinelli getting the winning goal. But this Brazilian team, what is not working? Is it the system, or is it the players that are not working together?
So Brazil, I'd say, you see also the Ancelotti coach, he made mistakes. There are players he left out coming to this World Cup. And I can say, like, a player like Joe Pedro, a pinch of him, he would have pushed something. Because Brazil, they also, their matches, hawajakuwa na hiyo energy, the pace that you're supposed to have in tournaments like this World Cup. Wako tu, apart from Vinicius Junior, Cunha showing up, they have not been showing us why they won the World Cup 5 times.
Yeah.
You know, wamekuwa tu wako. They are reluctant, they are not using their chances well, they are not clinical enough. And in such tournaments, you will get punished for such mistakes. Yeah,
another game that was played, of course, being England against DRC Congo. Yet we have talked about these African teams, but we want to see this DRC Congo versus England. What did not work for DRC Congo? Remember, DRC Congo was one of the major best teams in Africa. I think there's something that we have to grab on coming now to the AFCON that will be played in Kenya and also Tanzania and Uganda. This coming year is that these African teams have gained something from this World Cup. As much as we are criticizing them for exiting that early, they have learned something. Looking at a team like DRC Congo, what can you say about it? Because even the selection itself, they are selected players who have played for in Europe, teams in Europe, like the likes of Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the likes of Wissa. But in this game against England, they managed. They were in the game really well. Let's say in the first half, and also a bit of the second half as well. They were in the game. Wissa missing an open goal. Really, and I can say it was disappointed, but Harry Kane managed to punish them, getting the 2 goals and the winning goal against them. That means DRC Congo were knocked out of the World Cup. But what can you say about DRC Congo?
DRC Congo was a good team because they had a compact team. Well, the defense was okay. And the only problem is they were not clinical enough, and they failed to use their chances. And I will still say that in knockout football, you fail to use your chances, you get punished. So the only problem with, I don't know, not for Congo only, but the other African teams that got eliminated, first half they're okay, until second half they come and they're not the same people. So I also don't think, I was also saying, Ama, it's because you see how Africans were brought up, not like Europeans, we were brought up, ile mentality, it's scripted. Like when your parent says, it's supposed to be like this. So there's that mentality, yes, unaweza fail, like, haujajipea nguvu ile ati you can do it, like you can fight. You see, for these European countries, they will fight until the last second, and they believe they can do it.
Yeah,
but
I think
for Africans,
the problem is we are satisfied with the penye tumefika. I think when we reach the knockout stage, you say we have done enough, you have made history. Like DRC Congo, remember the last time they were in the World Cup was it 1974, and they did not manage to go past group stage, 0 goals scored. So they are saying, right now we have made history. We are gone past the group stage. We have scored against Portugal. Now we are playing in the round of 32, so we have made history. But can you say we need maybe a change of mentality coming to these other tournaments apart from the World Cup? We need maybe to see, like we have to have that type of Moroccan type of motivation that we can win it. As much as the perception is African teams are not that as strong as the other teams. We need to change that type of mentality. Yeah,
we should work on that mentality, because that's the key problem. Because if you're not mentally well in the game, it affects you. And we also see these African countries, when playing, anything small will distract them, and they're out of the game. And that's where these other teams maybe come in and put up a show and they win. Because I'm sure most teams, even the England, when they won, they came into first. They did first half. I think they decide this first half, let's leave them to have possession and do whatever they can. But after second half, they decide we will punish this team and we are going to win, and it happens. So everyone is always sure African teams will lose in the second half.
So they already know the strategy that we have. Like let's get them exhausted. Then in the second half we punish them, because we saw it of even in the Ivory Coast versus Norway game. Remember, Ivory Coast managed to score early on in the game. Then Norway managed to equalize. Ireland yet again doing amazing. And of course, another game was Belgium versus Senegal. What happened in that game? Because Senegal in the first, I think the first up to the 70th minute, we were up to 0, but Lukaku came in, managed to score. Then Tielemans managed to score, and as well, when they got a penalty in the extra time, they managed to win that game. But what can we say about the Senegalese team? Now, judging, we have Senegal, we have RC Congo, and also we have Morocco. Morocco is one of the stronger sides. Then, of course, we have Cape Verde. But what do you expect now from this team? What have they learned from this tournament so far?
You see a team like Senegal, we were expecting them to even show us why they are African champions.
Yeah, they really embarrassed us.
Yeah, now Morocco will now tell us we deserved it.
We have nothing to say now.
Yeah. So I think they should look at what Morocco is doing. Morocco goes into a game, as much as they'll be the underdogs, they will end up winning that match because of how they play. And they will not even lose concentration even. And you see, the other thing about Morocco is they are good with penalties. So at any given point you're in a penalty shootout with Morocco, expect them to win. Yes. So for this Congo and Senegal team, they should just work on being resilient. Just be resilient until the last second. Yeah. And the lapse of concentration is also key, and being clinical and failing to use your chances. Yeah.
I think they need to improve on that. But anyway, some of the few matches that were played was Brazil played against Japan. Of course, Brazil getting a 2-1 win against Japan. Brazil managed to go to the knockout, the round of 16. But we are coming to that. Then we had South Africa against Canada. Canada beating South Africa 1-0, sending them very early tuende nyumbani mapema. Then we had Germany versus Paraguay. Paraguay beating Germany on penalties. Then, of course, we had Netherlands against Morocco. Morocco proceeding after beating Netherlands on penalties. Then we had Ivory Coast versus Norway. Norway beating Ivory Coast 2-1. Then, of course, we had France versus Sweden. France beating Sweden 3-0. Then we had Mexico versus Ecuador. Ecuador being beaten 2-0 as well. Then we had England against DRC. England beating DRC Congo 2-0. Then we had USA versus Bosnia. Bosnia being beaten by USA 2-0. Then we had Belgium v Senegal. That is Belgium getting a 3-2 win against Senegal. That means Belgium proceeded to the round of 16. They're going to play next. Then we had Spain versus Australia. Spain beating Austria. That is not Australia, Austria. Spain managed to beat Austria 3-0. They are going to face Portugal next. Then, of course, we had Portugal versus Croatia. Croatia being beaten by Portugal 2-1. And for the Ronaldo fans, Ronaldo yet again in the score sheet. Then, of course, we had Switzerland versus Algeria. Switzerland beating Algeria 2-0, sending another African team home. Then we had Australia versus Egypt. Egypt getting a winning against Australia on penalties. Then we had Argentina versus Cape Verde. Cape Verde being beaten by Argentina 3-2. Then we had Colombia versus Ghana. Ghana being sent home by Colombia 1-0. So we are going to look at the round of 16. So there are some few matches that have been played, and yet others are going to be played. But we started with Canada versus Morocco. And then, of course, Morocco beating Canada 3-0. But the key highlight of the match was the replacement of the striker, the Moroccan striker, Ismail. But what can we say about this Morocco side? Is it a team that can be a threat? You know, they are going to face France. Is it a team that can be a threat to France?
Of course, Morocco are a threat to anyone facing Morocco. No one is exceptional when facing Morocco. Morocco, they have a good team. There's few moments they have a problem with their defense, but that is something they can work on. You see, Morocco also have super subs. So if the first team is not working, they have key players they'll get from the bench, and they will come and they will score. And the other thing about Morocco, I'd say, they have young talents, the 20s, 22s, and it's working for them. And Morocco, we know them as a counter-attack team. So anytime they get the ball, just few touches, and they'll score. So France going to this game, and let me warn France fans. You see, whatever happened with the France and Paraguay match should not happen again. If you are really a good team, you cannot tell me Paraguay were committing fouls and they were playing roughly, and you come in the game and do the same to justify yourself. Mbappe, you cannot do that. If you're standing out, you stand out by doing the best. You cannot come and do what the other team was doing and then you have to prove yourself. No. So if France will go into the game with Morocco, they should. I know they are looking at Morocco as underdogs, but Morocco will prove you wrong. And the worst mistake you do is win your game 90 minutes.
But Morocco does not play as Paraguay. Paraguay, remember, is a South African team. South African teams are very, let's say, very aggressive. And also
South
very South America. They are very aggressive and very defensive. But what can we predict? Because France has a super team. They have Mbappe, they have the likes of Michael Olise, they have Ousmane Dembele. Remember, the front three is just a super team. Let's say the best three players in the world right now. What can you say about this France? Can they manage really, even to go again to another back-to-back finals?
Managing they can, but they have to win their game 90 minutes. In 90 minutes, please score as much as you can. Because if you make a mistake of going to penalties with Morocco, flight should be on. Because they will go home. When it comes to penalties, Morocco, they are sure when it comes to penalty. But for that game, I don't expect Morocco to like sit down how Paraguay did. So it will be a match we should expect goals. So yeah, and it's a match to watch out, because a team like Morocco is also not a team that will be knocked out easily. So you have to prove you are the best to get the best out of this tournament.
Yeah, Morocco being one of the African giants, let's say, because you had Senegal, then you had Morocco, but right now we say you're just hoping for Morocco maybe to represent us even further apart from the group, from the round of 16. Now they played against Canada, we've said, but can you say they made a statement that they are in this tournament to win it, not really just participate like one of the other African countries? They made a statement. The 3-0 is just a statement enough. Let's say we are going to win this. Even Hakimi made the statement. Akasema, for a while now, the African football has been, let's say, underrated that much. But now you can see some of this grassroots football is where they originate from. They are playing like the Brazilian our Brazilian play. But can you say now we want to make it like a normality? Like it's not let's say, because they don't look African, we should not consider them as Africans. Because I think a lot of people have been talking about it. They're saying Morocco is not part of us because of some statement they made after the AFCON final. Remember, the AFCON finals was, let's say, a pinch to them because they lost it in some controversies way, but they managed to make some. They managed to follow up, but I don't know how the story went on. But I think that they were crowned the champions. But apart from that, can you say they have already made the statement they are in this tournament to win it?
Yeah. History keeps calling, and Morocco are here just to answer that call, and we've seen them answer it. So Morocco, they are contenders of this World Cup, and no one should rule them out.
Who is the key player in that team? Is it Brahim Diaz? Remember, Brahim Diaz has played 5 now. He has 4 assists in this game. Remember, the top assister is Messi with 8 in the last six World Cup that he has played in. But this World Cup, you have seen the records being broken, others being set. Can you say Brahim Diaz is one of the key players to watch, and also, of course, Achraf Hakimi being there, also in the squad list?
Yeah, there's Brahim Diaz, there's Saibari. These are the key players, even Hakimi. You see, as a team, you need individual brilliance also. Someone that you need them to show up in the right moment, and they're there. So he's a key player. Yeah.
Okay, now we heard now, apart from that, now they are going to face France. France played against Paraguay, managed to win it in a difficult way, let's say, because Mbappe managed to score the penalty to give France the winning. But they made remarks. Akasema, that was not football that was Paraguay was playing in. They were playing the Taliban way, the Aram way. But now, judging from that match, is it a team that is it the same France that we have seen in 2018 and also in 2022? Or there's some maybe some differences a little bit?
So your question is depending on the Paraguay match
depending on Paraguay. Remember, they have not faced that much of a strong opponent. They have faced I think they faced Iraq, they faced Senegal, they faced Norway. Now they faced Paraguay. Can you say maybe they stand a chance to lose this game? to lose this tournament?
To be honest, whatever you see first half, Paraguay were doing haram football. But when you look at the stats, Paraguay committed 12 fouls, France committed 11 fouls. So that tells you, as much as France came into that game and decided, we are also not going to be clinical enough. We are going to do whatever you guys are doing. And in a competition, when you start doing that, for instance, it didn't happen that way, but if Paraguay also got a penalty and it was now 1-1, you see, you'd go to penalty shootout, and we know France are not good with penalties. So for a good team, France, after that game, I'd say they are now shaky. Because we saw an Argentina team during frustration playing with Cape Verde, but they didn't do that. They still played football how it's supposed to be. So for France, if they'll get frustrated and meet a team where they're doing low block and they decide to do that, they will end up getting
If they
eliminated.
face Cape Verde, we can say they could have gone home already.
In fact, France wakicheza na Cape Verde mapema sana, 45 minutes washaenda nyumbani, because that's not how you play. Yeah.
Okay, now apart from that, now we had Mexico against England. Of course, France, we had to see them against Morocco. How will it turn out? We had Mexico against England. What can we say about this English team? Is it really a strong side, or they will just go lucky? Remember, they were up 2-0. Jude Bellingham scored in the brace in the within, I think, 2 minutes. Then, of course, Mexico managed to equalize it. Then Harry Kane got a penalty, then gave a penalty as well. Can you say they have that ability to face Norway and maybe to win against Norway? They maybe are going to face Argentina later on, and maybe they can reach the final?
Well, I don't want to rule them out, but so far we've seen the matches that England have played. They have not shown us they want this thing. You see, there's a team like Norway, they are fighting, they are resilient to the last minute. So this England team, they have young talents, they have a good team, but their problem is their defense. Their defense is sloppy. So let me tell you, finals, that's another story, because the England versus Norway game won't be an easy one.
Okay, we want to see the best of England. Of course, Tuchel managed to call a strong side, let's say, but people did not really relate well with some of the players that they picked up. Kwanza being one of the right backs, and of course getting a red card against Mexico. But we want to see what will happen in England. Now we want to talk about Norway against Brazil, because this Brazil match, I think, left many fans with wakiumia sana, because I think people supported they support Brazil because of Neymar. I think without Neymar there's no Brazil. There's not much of that fan base, the Brazilian fan base. I think it's grew because of Neymar. Now Neymar has gone. He has said he won't play. He has retired from international football. He won't play for Brazil anymore. He has tried his best. He has failed. 2014 he got a back injury, nearly being paralyzed. 2018 did not manage to go even. I think they reached the quarters. Then 2022 they reached the quarters as well. Then 2026 they have been knocked out in the round of 32, well, in the round of 16, that is. But now talking about Neymar, is it as someone who should have been called in this team? Can you say if they could have left him and picked up a person like Joao Pedro, or even a different person, maybe they could have had better chances?
Yeah, I'd say, you see, key players like Neymar, I understand the frustration that comes with. Coach cannot leave Neymar out, because, you see, he has built a name and people expect him to be there. But we've seen there's nothing much amefanya, so they should have picked Joao Pedro any day, because they lacked something that he had, and angeleta kwa his squad. Yeah.
Now, what does it mean to the Samba boys now saying bye-bye to Neymar? After I think the first World Cup was 2014. After now, from 2014 to 2026, after 12 good years, what do you say for this Brazilian team? What is next for them? Are they going to fire maybe Carlo Ancelotti from being their coach after the disappointing World Cup?
Well, you see, me, since I started watching World Cup, I think Brazil it's been a minute. They are never knocked out in round of 16. They normally, or round of 32, they normally go to even semis or rather finals, and they end up winning. So I don't know if the problem is Ancelotti or the team generally. So in calling names, he failed. He should have brought a team that he's sure with. Yeah, so he might or might not.
Okay, so now talking about now Brazil versus Norway, another key player is Haaland. Haaland, remember, this is the first World Cup that he's playing in. He has scored 7 in the last 5 that he has played in. What can you say about Haaland? Are we saying a different, scary Haaland?
This is Haaland, the Viking, the beast. We know him as him because he does that even in normal Premier League. So Haaland is not a player you even... I'm an Arsenal fan, and it has always been Gabriel Magalhaes versus Haaland, and Haaland ends up winning because you cannot defend against Haaland for 90 minutes and it works. You will only defend for the few minutes, and that match, I was watching it, the ball was not getting to Haaland, but I knew any chance Haaland would get.
What about the second goal that Haaland scored? Can you say maybe the defenders was not anticipating like Haaland might do that type of shot because we are used to Haaland being the tapping merchant? That's how people have labeled Haaland so far. But can you say maybe you have seen a different Haaland? Because I've never seen Haaland being that type of striker who can shoot from a distance. Have we seen maybe a different, maybe someone who is really angry to take this Norwegian team even to the semis?
Yeah, you see, whatever Haaland is doing is what we need in such tournaments. Fight for it. Any chance you get, try everything you can do as long as you qualify. And that is what is making Norway stand out. But apart from Haaland in that team, we should talk about Nyland, the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper managed to put them in the game. He had like 3 crucial saves. So without the goalkeeper, rather, I think maybe hawangeweza kuqualify pia because their goalkeeper was the man of the match. Yeah.
Now, that was some of the games that were played in the round of 16. Yet we have some others that will be played. We had Mexico against England. We've talked about it. England now knocking Mexico out of the tournament. 3-2 win for them. Then Brazil against Norway. Brazil, bye-bye to the Samba boys. 2 goals for Norway, knocking out Brazil. Then, of course, we had Paraguay versus France. France beating Paraguay 1-0. Then we had Canada versus Morocco. Morocco beating Canada 3-0. Now, Canada... that is Morocco will face France. Then, of course, Norway will face England. Now, we want to look at some of the games that will be played today and tomorrow. We have Portugal versus Spain. What do we expect from this game? Of course, that means we have another game that Yamal will play against Ronaldo's side. Remember, the last time they faced was in the National League, where Ronaldo managed to beat Spain in the penalties, managed to win the trophy for Portugal. Can you see maybe, because remember, Portugal have faced Spain 14 times. They have drawn 6 each, then they have won 2 each. The others are draws and then losses. What can you say about this game? What do you really expect? Do you think it will be an easy game for Spain or an easy game for Portugal?
So I cannot really say it will be an easy game for either. But what should happen, you see this Portugal team, they should just use their chances well in the first half. If they are to win, come with the pace, score as many goals as you can. Because we've seen many teams equalize even on the last second, the last minute. So what they can do if they're to beat Spain, they should use their chances in the first half. Because also Spain, with Mikel Oyarzabal and Lamine Yamal, it's not a team that you will say you'll rule them out. Yeah, it can be another upset tonight where...
Yeah, I remember the argument was the last time Portugal faced Spain, Rodri was not in the team, but now he's back in the team. But looking at this Portugal, they have one of the best midfielders. I think right now they have already cemented themselves as one of the best. But if they are going to utilize Bruno or João Neves and also Vitinha, well, don't you think they stand a chance maybe to win the game?
You see, you can talk of that midfield after watching the few matches they've played. The midfield is dormant. It's not. I don't know what is not working for that team, but it has not been working. And you got also Rodri in that midfield. He's a key player, and he works his magic, and it works. So that game, it can be easy, and it can also be hard. Yeah.
But we want to see what will happen. And yet another game that is going to be played today. That is tomorrow, early in the morning. Is USA versus Belgium. Remember, USA coming to this game. Balogun picked up a red card, but President Trump alituma ujumbe kidogo akasema nah, we cannot work like that. Balogun is one of their best players. We have to release him. But right now, what can you say about USA versus Belgium? Do you think USA stand a chance to beat Belgium, maybe to go even to the round of, that is the quarterfinals?
USA with home advantage, they're expected to have a higher chance of winning this game. Belgium, the problem with Belgium is also not using their chances well. They also just survived being able to go to the round of 16. So this game it's not going to be an easy one. And about the Balogun red card, that was controversial. I've never seen that happening. But
we've seen it happen though.
But
Ronaldo picked up a red card, then he was banned only for one game.
But you see, for this one, I think the red card is evoked because he was supposed to miss this game.
Yeah, it's
so
evoked.
You see,
so
the Ronaldo
what they
one
have
and this
done
one is
is
different.
they have pushed it to another tournament, the next tournament. That
Why? Why?
Because of the President Trump. Of course, you're playing in this home ground. You have to follow the rules. Anyway, because of the time, you have to exit early. But this Argentina versus Egypt, what do you see? What do you think will happen in this game?
Well, Egypt will get eliminated. As much as I'm supposed to, I am supposed to support them because they are an African team. Argentina were under pressure with Cape Verde, and the reason they were under pressure is they also relaxed in the first half. They scored, and then they didn't have the energy to win that game in the first half. So if they will face an underdog team again, they will not fail to use their chances well. They will come into this game as defending champions, and of course the GOAT will score.
Yeah, of
a
course.
brace or hat-trick as usual.
Messi being one of the top scorers, tied with Haaland and Mbappe. What does it mean now for Messi coming to this for this Egypt game? Does it mean he has to farm more goals, or is it contained with what he's getting right now?
Well, also Haaland is part of that list, but Messi is not in a competition with these young boys. Messi already is breaking his own records. So a player like Messi, either he scores or not, the most important thing here is for the Argentina team to qualify. For Mbappe, even the last World Cup, he took the golden boot. For Mbappe, maybe it's something that he has to go for it, he's fighting for it. But for Messi, he can score or not. The most important thing is for the team to qualify.
Yeah. Of course, another game that will be played is Colombia will be facing Switzerland. We want to see what will happen in this game. Then, of course, the winner will face either Argentina or Egypt. Then USA versus Belgium, Portugal versus Spain. The winner will face, the winner of the two games will face each other in the quarterfinals. Then we want to see who is going to reach the semis, or maybe the finals. But this World Cup has been filled with tears of joy, another tears of sadness, like Brazil getting the early exit. But we want to see if Portugal might do it. Can they really do it? That is the big question I think people are asking themselves. Can they do it against Spain? Remember, Spain is, let's say, one of the favorites because they won the Euros in the last time they played. Then they showed what they can do in the National Super League, because National Super League is more of the European teams, more of a friendly, but is let's say a major tournament. So we want to see what will happen. I think this is the most weighted game, because if Ronaldo is going to make an early exit, it will be a story for the media for the whole week. If Messi is going to get the early exit against Egypt, it will be also another major story. But we want to see who will manage to get to the quarterfinals. Maybe we want to see France versus Argentina, or Portugal versus Argentina in the final. I think will be one of the most watched match. But anyway, can you give them your final remarks and maybe where they can get you on your social media? Okay,
I'll just tell everyone, these underdog teams, they've proven something. Maybe out of 5, 3 get eliminated, but 2 fight until they qualify. So please don't rule out Morocco.
Who have been the dark horses so far? Is it Norway? Can you say Norway has been the dark horse of this tournament?
Yeah, so everyone said Norway will be eliminated. They are in this competition. So for me, I am an Argentina fan, but if asked, I'd even want new talents for the finals, new names, new teams, and I'll be happy. So You can get me on all social media platforms at Robol TV. Apart from YouTube, where it's at Robol TV 25. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming through and a lovely session. But make sure you stay tuned on Y254. Don't go anywhere because you're coming back. I think with another amazing conversation about mentor. So make sure you don't miss that. My good name is James John. You can get me on social media at James John, all platforms. So make sure you go there, follow me. Then, yeah, you know what to do. But don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.